Maya's scream died in her throat as a hand clamped over her mouth. She jolted awake, heart slamming against her ribs, eyes flying open to darkness. A figure loomed over her bed, barely visible in the dim glow from her window. He was practically naked, wearing only white boxer briefs, his torso slicked with something dark that gleamed wet in the moonlight. Blood. "Please don't scream," he whispered urgently, his voice Korean accented and desperate. "I won't hurt you. I just need somewhere to hide." Maya's survival instincts kicked in and she bit down hard on his palm. "Chaebol!" He jerked back with a muffled curse, and for a split second their eyes met. His gaze was terrified but strangely magnetic, pulling her in even as every rational thought screamed at her to run. "I'm sorry," he gasped, clutching his bleeding hand. "I swear I'm not going to hurt you. Please." Maya's mind raced. She should be screaming for her foster parents. She should be calling the police. Instead, she found herself whispering back hoarsely, "Who are you?" "I can't tell you that. Not yet. But I promise I won't hurt you." His voice cracked slightly, and Maya noticed how young he looked, maybe her age or a year older, 19 at most. His face was classically handsome, with sharp cheekbones and full lips, but it was contorted in pain and fear. "You're bleeding everywhere," Maya heard herself say, as if that were the most pressing issue. She threw back her covers and moved to her closet, grabbing an old hoodie and sweatpants. "Put these on before my foster parents see you." He dressed quickly, wincing as he pulled the hoodie over what looked like a nasty gash on his shoulder. Maya grabbed the first aid kit she kept hidden under her bed, remnants from learning to patch herself up during her rougher foster placements. "Sit," she commanded, surprised by the steadiness in her voice. As she cleaned his wounds, she tried not to notice the sculpted definition of his. Abs visible through the gap in the hoodie or the way his muscles tensed under her touch. "Focus, Maya. This stranger could be a criminal, a murderer," but when she glanced up at his face, she saw only exhaustion and something that looked like relief. "Why are you helping me?" he asked softly, his golden brown eyes glistening under the moonlight. Maya paused, cotton swab hovering over a particularly nasty cut. "I don't know," she admitted. "Maybe because I know what it's like to need help and have no one to turn to." His eyes softened. "Thank you." "Don't thank me yet. You need to tell me what happened and why you ended up in my room of all places." He hesitated, then spoke carefully. "There was an attack. People trying to kill me. I ran and ended up here." "Why would someone want to kill you?" "It's complicated." Maya pressed the cotton swab a little harder than necessary, making him wince. "Try me." "My name is Jun," he said, which Maya suspected was a lie. "That's all I can tell you. Right now." "That's not good enough." "It has to be." His jaw set stubbornly, but his eyes pleaded with her. "If you knew the truth, you'd be in danger too." The words hung between them like a promise and a threat. Maya should have kicked him out right then. Instead, she finished bandaging him up and pointed to the narrow space between her bed and the wall. "You can hide there tonight. Tomorrow, we figure out what to do with you." Jun grabbed her wrist gently as she turned away. "Why are you doing this?" Maya looked down at his hand on her wrist, at the way his thumb brushed softly against her pulse point. "Because everyone deserves a second chance," she said quietly. "Even mysterious strangers who break into girls' bedrooms in the middle of the night." A ghost of a smile crossed his lips. "I promise I'll explain everything when it's safe." "You better." Maya pulled away and climbed back into bed, hyper-aware of his presence just feet away. She lay awake for hours, hazel eyes blinking at the ceiling as she listened to his breathing gradually slow and even out, wondering what kind of trouble she'd just invited into her life. When morning light filtered through her curtains, Maya rolled over to find June awake and watching her. "That's creepy," she whispered. "Sorry, I was just thinking how peaceful you look when you sleep." Heat rushed to Maya's cheeks. "Still creepy." "Noted." He sat up slowly, testing his injuries. "I need to figure out my next move." You need to stay hidden until those wounds heal. Can you even walk properly? As if to answer, footsteps sounded in the hallway. Maya's foster mother, Patricia, called out shrilly, "Maya, get your lazy ass up. God knows if that social worker shows up here again because you are late for school, I am gonna beat that demon out of you." June's eyes widened in panic. Maya gestured frantically for him to squeeze into the narrow gap beside her bed. He pressed himself against the wall, just as Patricia barged in without it, knocking as usual. "I'm up," Maya said quickly, positioning herself to block Patricia's view of the room. Patricia's calculating eyes swept the space. "It smells weird in here, like copper. I had a nosebleed last night, already cleaned it up." Patricia sniffed suspiciously, but didn't investigate further. "Well, hurry up. Marcus needs the bathroom." She left, slamming the door behind her. Maya let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. June emerged from his hiding spot, and they stared at each other with the sudden realization of how complicated this situation had just become. "You can't stay here," Maya whispered. "My foster parents are horrible. They only put up with me because of the checks. And Marcus, my foster brother, he's nosy. He'll find you. I don't have anywhere else to go. Not yet. Then we need a plan." Maya's mind whirred. "Stay hidden while I'm at school. Don't make any noise. Don't eat anything unless I bring it to you. And definitely don't let Marcus in. Here." Jun nodded seriously. "I understand. Thank you, Maya." Hearing her name from his lips sent an unexpected shiver down her spine. She grabbed her school uniform and fled to the bathroom before he could see her blush. Throughout the school day, Maya couldn't focus. Her mind kept drifting back to the mysterious stranger hiding in her room. Who was he really? Why had someone tried to kill him? And why did her heart race every time she remembered the intensity in his golden brown eyes? By lunch, her best friend Chloe noticed her distraction. She snapped her fingers. "Earth to Maya, you've been acting weird all day. What's going on?" "Nothing, just tired." Chloe narrowed her eyes. "You're a terrible liar. Spill." "I can't, not here." Maya glanced around the crowded cafeteria, feeling paranoid. What if whoever was after Jun was looking for him? What if they traced him to her house? "Okay, now you're scaring me. Are you in trouble?" "No, maybe. I don't know yet." Maya stood abruptly. "I need to go home." "Maya, wait!" But she was already rushing toward the exit, her phone in hand, torn between wanting to text Jun to make sure he was okay and knowing she couldn't risk it. She didn't even have his number. For all she knew, he could have ransacked her room and disappeared. The thought made her stomach drop. She broke into a run. When Maya burst through her bedroom door after school, Jun was exactly where she'd left him, sitting cross-legged on the floor beside her bed, looking like he hadn't moved all day. Relief flooded through her. "You came back," he said softly. "Of course I came back. This is my room." But Maya understood what he meant. She could have turned him in. She could have told someone. Instead, she'd worried about him all day. "Did anyone see you come in?" Patricia and Gerald are at their second jobs. Marcus is probably still at basketball practice. She pulled out the sandwich and fruit she'd saved from lunch. "Here, you must be starving." John accepted the food gratefully, and Maya tried not to watch the way his throat moved as he swallowed. "I've been thinking," he said between bites. "I can't hide in your room forever. Eventually someone will find me. So what do you suggest?" "What if I enrolled at your school?" Maya nearly choked. "Are you insane? You're supposed to be hiding from people who want to kill you, and you want to walk into a building with hundreds of potential witnesses? It's the perfect hiding place. Who would look for me in a high school?" June's eyes gleamed with conviction. "Besides, the best way to hide is in plain sight." "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard." "Think about it. If I stay locked in this room, I'm trapped. But if I'm a student, I have mobility, access to resources, and a legitimate reason to be around you." The last part made Maya's heart skip. "Around me?" June's gaze locked with hers. I trust you. You saved my life. I'm not letting you out of my sight until I know you're safe. From anyone who might come looking for me. That's manipulative. You're using my safety to justify a reckless plan. Maybe. But it's also true. He moved closer, and Maya caught a whiff of her shampoo mixed with something distinctly him. Please, help me with this. I'll figure out the paperwork somehow. Maya wanted to say no. She really did. But something about the earnest desperation in his expression made her crumble. Fine. But if we're doing this, we need to convince my foster parents first. And trust me, that won't be easy. The next challenge was convincing Patricia and Gerald to let Jun stay. Maya knew they'd never agree out of the goodness of their hearts. They only cared about money. When Jun pulled out an expensive-looking watch, Maya's eyes widened. Where did you get that? She whispered. It was my father's, Jun said quietly, and something in his voice made Maya believe him. He died recently. He left me this watch. It's an antique, worth quite a bit. Later that evening, Gerald's eyes lit up with greed as he examined the timepiece. Where did you say your parents were? I didn't. My father passed away a few months ago. My mother died when I was young. Jun's voice was steady, but Maya saw the flash of pain in his eyes. I have no other family. I just need a place to stay while I finish high school. I promise I won't be any trouble. Patricia calculated the watch's worth, her fingers tracing its elegant design. You can stay in the attic, but you pull your weight around here, chores, and I expect rent every month. Of course. Thank you. Marcus appeared in the doorway, his basketball uniform still damp with sweat. At 16, he was all gangly limbs and suspicion. Who's this? Jun. He'll be staying with us, Patricia said dismissively. Marcus's eyes narrowed as they flicked between Jun and Maya. In the attic, that's right above Maya's room. So? Maya snapped, hating the knowing smirk on her foster brother's face. Nothing. Just interesting. Marcus sauntered away, and Maya knew they hadn't heard the last of his suspicions. That night, as Jun settled into the dusty attic space, Maya brought him extra blankets. Thank you, he said for what felt like the 100th time. For everything. Stop thanking me and start explaining. You said your father died recently? Jun nodded, sitting on the edge of the rickety cot. A few months ago, he was all I had left. That watch was his most prized possession. He told me to keep it safe, that it would help me when I needed it most. He looked down at his hands. I guess he was right. I'm sorry about your father. Thank you. He was a good man. He would have liked you. The intimacy of the statement made Maya's breath catch. What about your mother? She died when I was 12. After that, it was just me and my father. We moved around a lot for his work. Jun's expression grew distant. I thought we were finally settling down when the attack happened. The people who are after you, do they have something to do with your father? I think so, but I don't know what exactly. Jun looked up at her, his eyes haunted. All I know is that someone wanted us both dead, and I only survived by luck. Until I figure out who and why, I need to stay hidden. Maya sat beside him on the cot, their shoulders touching. We'll figure it out. Together. You don't have to do this. I know, but I want to. She squeezed his hand, a silent promise that she'd help him through whatever came next. The next morning, they walked to school together. Maya had lent Jun some of Gerald's old clothes, which fit surprisingly well despite Gerald's beer gut. Several students stared as they approached, and Maya felt self-conscious in a way she never had before. Just follow my lead, she muttered. Don't draw attention to yourself. The doors opened. Immediately, the noise in the hallway stopped. All heads turned in their direction. Jaws dropped, eyes widened, looking at Jun. Jun strode by Maya's side, but she wasn't visible now. All eyes were on him. His black hair glistened under the sunlight that peeked from the windows. Who's that? A girl in red squealed. Another girl bumped into an open locker, drooling. Too late for that, June murmured back. Maya's stomach twisted with an unfamiliar emotion, jealousy, which was ridiculous. She barely knew this guy. He was someone she was helping, nothing more. So why did she want to stake a claim on him right there in front of everyone? Maya! Chloe rushed over, her eyes wide. Who is this? Jun. He's staying with my foster family temporarily. We're showing him around. Chloe's eyebrows shot up. Nice to meet you, June. I'm Chloe, Maya's best friend. She emphasized the last two words while studying him curiously. You're new to the area? Just transferred, Jun said smoothly. My father passed away recently, so I'm staying with Maya's family while I finish the school year. The lie came so naturally that Maya almost believed it herself. Chloe shot Maya a look that clearly said, we'll talk about this later, before heading to class. The day passed in a blur of stares and whispers. Jun attracted attention everywhere he went, which was exactly what they didn't need. But what worried Maya more was the way he drew interest from one particular person, Sophia Chen. Sophia was the queen bee of Jefferson High. Daughter of a tech mogul, she had money, looks, and a mean streak a mile wide. She went everywhere with her best friend, Jessica. She'd made Maya's life miserable freshman year before growing bored and moving on to other targets. Now, as Sophia's calculating gaze locked onto June during lunch, Maya felt dread pool in her stomach. Fresh meat, Sophia purred, sauntering over to where June sat with Maya. I'm Sophia. You must be the mysterious transfer student everyone's talking about. Jun glanced up politely. Nice to meet you. Where did you transfer from? South Korea. Originally. But I've been moving around a lot. Sophia's smile sharpened. How exotic. You should sit with us tomorrow. She gestured to the popular table where her minions watched eagerly. No offense, Maya, but I'm sure Jun would prefer more stimulating company. Maya brushed a hand through her curly brown hair as she bristled. He's fine where he is. I wasn't asking you. Sophia's tone turned icy. Jun can speak for himself, so what do you say? Join the winning team or stay stuck with charity case Maya? Jun's expression remained neutral, but Maya saw his jaw tighten. Actually, Maya's been incredibly kind to me. I think I'll stay right here, but thank you for the invitation. The rejection clearly shocked Sophia. She wasn't used to being turned down. Her eyes narrowed dangerously as they flicked between June and Maya. Interesting choice. I'll see you around, June. As she walked away, Maya released a breath. You just made an enemy. I've had worse. June turned to her with a slight smile. Besides, I meant what I said. You're the only person here I want to be around. Maya's heart did that annoying flutter thing again. Don't say stuff like that. Why not? Because it's confusing. What's confusing about it? I like being with you. His hand brushed hers under the table, so brief it might have been an accident. But the look in his eyes told Maya it was very much intentional. She pulled away, flustered. We should focus on keeping you alive, not on whatever this is. Can I do both? Maya looks away. Her heart does another backflip. She whispers under her breath, Gosh, what is he doing to me? Over the next few days, Sophia launched a campaign to win Jun over. She appeared everywhere he went, offering help with classes, inviting him to parties, touching his arm, and laughing at everything he said. Maya watched it all with growing frustration, hating herself for caring so much. She's really going for it, Chloe observed as they watched Sophia lean and close to Jun at his locker. Are you going to do something? Like what? He's not mine. Could have fooled me with the way you two look at each other. Maya shook her head. It's complicated. With you, everything's complicated. Chloe grabbed her arm. Look, I don't know what's really going on with this guy, but I've never seen you like this about anyone. If you want him, fight for him. I can't. Why not? Because he's hiding from people who want to kill him because I don't even know his real name, because getting attached to him is the stupidest thing I could possibly do. But Maya couldn't say any of that because it's not that simple. What Maya didn't know was that Sophia's campaign was about to take a vicious turn. Enter Ethan Park, the school's star soccer player who'd been nursing a quiet crush on Maya for over a year. He was Scottish-American, charming, and exactly the kind of guy Sophia could manipulate. It happened on a Tuesday afternoon. Maya was in the library, researching for a history project when Ethan approached, unusually nervous. "Hey, Maya, can I talk to you for a second?" Maya looked up from her laptop. "Sure, what's up? I was wondering if you could help me with something. There's this book on the top shelf I can't quite reach." He gestured to the back corner of the library, the section that was always deserted. Maya should have been suspicious, but Ethan had always been nice to her. She followed him to the corner, standing on her toes to see which book he needed. That's when it happened. Ethan suddenly leaned in close, his face near hers, his hand on the shelf beside her head. Maya stumbled back, confused. "Ethan, what are you doing?" "I'm sorry," he said quickly, genuine regret in his eyes. "Sophia promised she'd get me a spot on the varsity team if I just played along for one photo. I didn't think, but it was too late." Maya heard the camera click. She spun around to see Sophia's best friend, Jessica, lowering her phone with a triumphant smirk. From the angle Jessica had captured, it looked exactly like Maya and Ethan were kissing, their faces inches apart, his hand possessively placed near her head. "Perfect shot," Jessica purred. "Sophia's going to love this." "You set me up," Maya breathed, looking at Ethan with betrayal. "I really am sorry," Ethan said miserably. "I didn't think about what it would do to you." Maya didn't wait to hear more. She ran from the library, her heart pounding with panic. She had to find June, had to explain before Sophia weaponized that photo. But when she burst into the hallway, she saw she was already too late. June stood by his locker, Sophia pressed against his side, showing him something on her phone. Even from a distance, Maya could see his expression shutter closed, his jaw clenching with what looked like pain and anger. He looked up, his eyes finding Maya's across the crowded hallway. The hurt in his gaze made her stomach drop. "Jun, wait!" Maya tried to push through a crowd, but he turned away, letting Sophia lead him in the opposite direction. Maya's world tilted. She'd lost him. Over a lie, over a manipulated photo, she'd lost the one person who made her feel like she mattered. The next few days were torture. June avoided her completely. He sat with Sophia at lunch, walked her to classes, let her hang on his arm like a trophy. To everyone watching, they looked like the perfect couple, the mysterious transfer student, and the queen bee. But Maya saw the emptiness in June's eyes, the way his smiles never quite reached them. She tried to approach him multiple times, but he always found an excuse to leave. Once she managed to corner him in an empty classroom. "Jun, please. That photo isn't what it looks like. Ethan and I weren't kissing. It was Sophia's plan to what? Make me jealous?" Jun's voice was cold in a way she'd never heard before. "Congratulations, it worked. But I'm not interested in playing high school games, Maya. If you want to be with Ethan, just say so." "I don't want to be with Ethan. She reached for him, but he stepped back. "I can't do this right now. I'm trying to stay alive, remember? I don't have the energy to figure out what's real and what's manipulation." He left without looking back, and Maya felt something crack inside her chest. She clutched it, staring at his cold back. Chloe found her crying in the bathroom during lunch. "Okay, that's it. We're fixing this." "How? He won't even talk to me. Then we make him listen. But first, we need proof." Chloe's eyes gleamed with determination. "Jessica took that photo, right? She had to have posted it somewhere, bragged about it. We find the evidence that it was staged, and we shove it in June's face until he believes you." It took 3 days of detective work, but they finally found it. Jessica had posted in a private group chat, bragging about the setup, complete with behind-the-scenes photos showing Ethan being coached by Sophia. Chloe, screenshot everything. Now we just need to get Jun alone, Chloe said. That proved harder than expected. Sophia guarded him like a dragon with treasure. But Maya's opportunity came when she noticed Jun heading to the roof during lunch, a place students technically weren't supposed to go, but everyone ignored the rule. She followed him up the stairs, her heart hammering. Jun stood at the railing, staring out at the city skyline. He looked tired, she realized, bone deep, exhausted in a way that had nothing to do with physical rest. Where have you been sleeping these past few days? He turned to see her walking up to him, then looked away. None of your business, and I told you I don't want to talk. Too bad. You're going to listen. Maya moved beside him, pulling out her phone. That photo was fake. Sophia set it up with Ethan. Here's the proof. She showed him the screenshots. Jun's expression didn't change as he read through them, but his knuckles went white on the railing. Ooh, why didn't you tell me this before? I tried. You wouldn't let me explain. You just shut me out and started dating her. Maya's voice broke. Do you have any idea what it's been like watching you with her, knowing you think I betrayed you? Jun was quiet for a long moment. When he finally spoke, his voice was rough. I thought you'd moved on. That kiss photo, it looks so real. And Ethan's a good guy, better than someone on the run from assassins. I thought maybe you'd realize you deserve better. You're an idiot. The words came out harsher than Maya intended, but she was done being gentle. I don't want Ethan. I don't want better. I want you, with all your secrets and danger and complications. But if you're going to shut me out every time something goes wrong, then maybe this won't work. Maya, I'm not finished. I saved your life. I hid you, lied for you, risked everything for you. Not because I wanted something in return, but because I care about you. And yes, maybe I'm falling for you, which is terrifying and stupid and probably going to end badly. But I deserve the chance to explain myself when things go wrong. I deserve your trust. Jun turned to face her fully, and Maya saw tears tracking down his cheeks. You're right. I'm sorry. When I saw that photo, all I could think was that I finally found something good, someone real, and I was about to lose it. So I pushed you away first. He stepped closer, his hands hovering near her face like he was afraid to touch her. I've been miserable every second I've been with Sophia. All I could think about was you. Then why did you stay with her? Because I'm a coward. Because it hurt less to pretend I didn't care than to fight for what I wanted. Jun's voice dropped to barely a whisper. I'm so sorry, Maya, for not trusting you, for not fighting harder, for everything. Maya's anger crumbled. She could see the genuine remorse in his eyes, the vulnerability he was showing her. You're breaking up with her today. Already done. I ended it this morning. I couldn't keep up the charade anymore. Jun finally let his hands cup her face, his touch achingly gentle. Can you forgive me? Ask me again in a more romantic way. A wet laugh escaped his lips. Maya, I'm begging you, please forgive me for being an idiot. I promise I'll spend every day proving that I trust you, that I choose you, that you're the only person I want. That's better? Maya rose on her toes, closing the distance between them. Now kiss me before I change my mind. Jun hesitated for just a heartbeat, his eyes searching hers as if making sure this was real. Then he closed the final inches between them and the world fell away. The kiss started soft, tentative, like he was afraid she might disappear. His lips brushed against hers with a gentleness that made her heart stutter. But then Maya's hand slid up to tangle in his hair, pulling him closer, and something inside both of them broke free. Jun deepened the kiss, one hand cradling the back of her head while the other wrapped around her waist, pulling her against him. Maya felt like she was falling and flying simultaneously, every nerve ending alive with sensation. This wasn't like the rushed, desperate kisses she'd read about in books. This was poetry, a slow burn that built into something all-consuming. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, June rested his forehead against hers. The wind whipped around them on the rooftop, but Maya had never felt warmer. I've been wanting to do that since the night I stumbled into your room, June murmured, his thumb tracing her jaw. You should have done it sooner, would have saved us a lot of drama. Noted. June kissed her again, softer this time, a promise rather than a question. For the record, that was your first kiss. With me. The real one. The one that counts. How did you know it was my first? Because you kissed me like you'd been waiting your whole life for it, like I was the only person in the world who mattered. His voice grew rough with emotion. That's how I felt too. Maya's eyes stung with happy tears. You're really good at this romantic thing when you try. Only with you. Only ever with you. Jun tucked a strand of curl behind her ear, his touch reverent. I'm still sorry for doubting you, for letting Sophia manipulate me. I know, and we're going to have to work on your communication skills, but right now, I just want to enjoy this moment. Maya pulled him down for another kiss, this one playful and sweet. Besides, you're going to make it up to me. Anything, name it. Take me somewhere. Anywhere but school or that attic or the foster house. Just us, no drama, no hiding, a real date. June's smile was breathtaking. I know just the place. Tonight, 7 o'clock. Wear something comfortable. Mysterious, I like it. They stayed on the roof until the bell rang, stealing kisses and whispered promises, neither wanting to return to reality. But when they finally descended the stairs, hand in hand, Maya felt lighter than she had in years. In the hallway, Sophia paced back and forth, tapping her phone frantically. Where is he? Her jaw dropped as soon as she seized them. Her perfect mask cracked, revealing the ugly rage beneath. You can't be serious. After everything, you're choosing her? I was always choosing her, June said simply, taking Maya's hand. I just got lost for a bit. But yeah, Maya's it for me. Deal with it. Maya expected Sophia to lash out, to threaten or scheme. Instead, she just stared at them with something that almost looked like grudging respect. Fine, but don't think this is over. I don't lose gracefully. Good thing this wasn't a competition then, Maya shot back. June's not a prize to be won. For the first time, Sophia looked almost impressed. Maybe I underestimated you, charity case. She walked away, her minions trailing behind, and Maya knew the war wasn't over, but at least this battle was won. That afternoon, Maya came home to find Marcus waiting outside her room. We need to talk. About what? About your new boyfriend. Marcus's smirk made her want to punch him. I know he's staying in the attic because of you. What I want to know is what you're getting out of it. Nothing, I'm just helping him out. Right, because you're so charitable. Marcus stepped closer, his tone turning nasty. Here's the thing, Maya. I'm not stupid. That watch he gave Mom and Dad? I looked it up. It's worth at least 50 grand. So either he stole it or he's got money. Either way, I want my cut. Maya's blood ran cold. Stay away from Jun. Or what? You'll tell Mom and Dad that you're hiding a rich runaway? I'm sure they'd love to know there's more money to squeeze out of him. You're disgusting. I'm practical. You've got until Friday to figure out how to make this worth my while, or I'm telling everyone. Marcus walked away whistling, leaving Maya shaking with anger and fear. That night, she climbed to the attic to warn June. She found him shirtless, using a wet cloth to clean his healing wounds. Maya froze in the doorway, her breath catching at the sight of his bare torso in the lamplight. His body was ridiculous, all defined muscles and smooth skin, marred only by the injuries and a few older scars that told stories of past violence. Sorry, June said quickly, reaching for his shirt. I didn't hear you come up. Don't. The word escaped before Maya could stop it. June paused, shirt in hand, his dark eyes questioning. Maya forced herself to focus. We have a problem. Marcus knows about the watch. He's blackmailing us. June's expression darkened. What does he want? Money. Or he'll expose you to Patricia and Gerald, maybe even the school. Let him. What? Jun pulled on his shirt with a wince. I'm done hiding. Let him tell whoever he wants. Are you crazy? People are trying to kill you. And they'll find me eventually, whether I hide or not. Tugain moved closer and Maya's back hit the doorframe. But right now, I'm more worried about you getting caught in the crossfire. If Marcus is threatening you, I need to neutralize him. Neutralize? She gasped. You mean you want to K-word him? He snorted. No, of course not. Oh, so how? By giving him exactly what he wants, or at least making him think I will. June's smile turned cold, and for the first time, Maya saw something harder beneath the polite exterior. Trust me, I've dealt with worse than a greedy 16-year-old. I don't like this. You don't have to like it, just trust me. His hand cupped her cheek, thumb brushing her skin so gently it made her ache. I won't let anything happen to you, Maya, I promise. Maya wanted to believe him, but promises were dangerous things. Still standing there with his hand on her face and his eyes boring into hers, she found herself nodding. Okay, but you have to tell me your real plan. The party, Friday. Sophia's throwing one. We're going to attend, and I'm going to make sure everyone there knows exactly who I'm with. What are you talking about? Sophia thinks she can win me over with wealth and status. Marcus thinks he can blackmail me for money. They both need to learn that I'm not interested in what they're offering. June's voice dropped. Because the only person I want is standing right in front of me. Heat flooded Maya's face. Jun, I mean it. Since the moment I stumbled into your room, you've been the one constant thing keeping me sane. I don't care about Sophia's money or Marcus's threats. I care about you. You don't even know me. I know you're brave enough to help a stranger. I know you're strong enough to survive foster care. I know you're kind even when the world has given you every reason not to be. His other hand came up to frame her face. And I know that when I look at you, I feel something I haven't felt in months. Hope. Maya's resolve crumbled. She closed the distance between them and kissed him. June responded immediately, pulling her closer as the kiss deepened. His lips were soft but insistent, and Maya felt like she was falling and flying at the same time. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, June rested his forehead against hers. That was unexpected, he murmured. Shut up. Maya kissed him again, letting weeks of tension and confusion melt away into pure want. June groaned softly and lifted her slightly, pressing her against the doorframe as his hand slid into her hair. Maya had been kissed before, but never like this, like she was precious and desired and necessary all at once. Maya, June breathed against her mouth. We should stop. Why? Because if we don't, I won't be able to. His control was clearly fraying, and the rough edge to his voice made Maya's stomach tighten with desire. Maybe I don't want you to stop. Jun pulled back enough to look at her, his eyes dark and intense. Don't say that unless you mean it. Maya kissed him again in answer, and June surrendered with a sound that was half groan, half laugh. They stumbled backward into the attic, hands exploring, mouths fused together. When June's back hit the cot and he pulled her down with him, Maya knew they'd crossed a line they couldn't uncross. But she didn't care. Jun's hand slipped underneath her dress. His touch sent electricity through her. In a flash, he flipped over, pressing her against the mattress. He parted her thighs gently, still kissing her hard. She moaned against his lips, fingers sinking into his bare skin. She cried as soon she felt his fingers against her wet lips. Take me, please. She begged tearfully when she can no longer take the teasing. In a split second, he drove into her. Slowly. Maya struggled not to scream. Her fingers sank into his damp sheets as her brain swelled with pleasure, one that she had never experienced before. Clothes lied all over the small room an hour. Later, under the covers, Maya curled against June's chest in the narrow bed. Maya finally asked the question that had been haunting her. What happens when this is over? When will you find whoever killed your father and get justice? June's arm tightened around her. I don't know, but I know I don't want to lose you. You'll have to go back eventually, to South Korea, to claim whatever he left behind. Then come with me. Maya laughed softly, though it came out bitter. I can't just abandon my life here. What life? Foster care where nobody wants you? A school where people like Sophia make you miserable? Jun shifted to look at her. I'm offering you a chance to start over. With me. You barely know me. I know enough, and I want to know everything else. Every scar, every fear, every dream. His thumb traced her jaw. Come with me when this is done. Please. Maya wanted to say yes. She wanted it so badly it hurt, but reality was a cold, harsh thing. Ask me again when we're not running for our lives. Deal. They fell asleep tangled together, and for the first time since this chaos began, Maya felt safe. Friday arrived with the weight of impending disaster. The party at Sophia's mansion was all anyone could talk about. Maya had never attended one of Sophia's legendary events before, and she'd been perfectly happy maintaining that record. But June insisted they needed to go. Trust me, he'd said that morning. Tonight, everything changes. So Maya borrowed a dress from Chloe, something silver and clinging that made her feel exposed and beautiful simultaneously. When she met June in the attic before leaving, his reaction was worth every ounce of self-consciousness. You're stunning, he breathed, looking at her like she was something precious. Every guy there is going to hate me. You clean up pretty well yourself. Jun wore a simple black suit that probably cost more than everything Maya owned combined, though she had no idea where he'd gotten it. He looked devastatingly handsome, and Maya knew the night ahead was going to be complicated. Sophia's mansion was exactly as ostentatious as expected. Ice sculptures, champagne fountains, and enough designer clothes to stock a boutique. People dressed as celebrities and fictional billionaires mingled with the easy confidence of those born to privilege. Maya felt like an imposter, but June's hand in hers steadied her. Stay close, he murmured. Things might get intense. Before Maya could ask what that meant, Sophia descended upon them in a glittering gold dress that probably cost more than a car. June, you came, and you brought... Maya, how quaint. Sophia, thanks for the invitation. June's politeness had an edge to it that Maya recognized as danger. Of course, come, let me introduce you to everyone important. Sophia hooked her arm through June's, deliberately pushing Maya aside. Maya, you can mingle on your own, can't you? Actually, June smoothly extracted himself from Sophia's grip and pulled Maya close, his arm around her waist possessively. Maya and I are together, so wherever I go, she goes. Sophia's smile froze. Together? Yes, as in dating, as in she's my girlfriend. I thought that was obvious. The word girlfriend sent a thrill through Maya even as she noticed the dangerous glint in Sophia's eyes. How adorable. For a second there, I actually believed you. Believe it. June's voice hardened. I'm not interested in you, Sophia. I never was. I'm only interested in Maya. The music stopped. Everyone gasped, watching the drama with glasses in hand. The public rejection clearly stunned Sophia. Her face flushed with humiliation and rage. You're making a mistake! The only mistake would be pretending to be someone I'm not to impress people I don't care about. June turned to Maya. Come on, let's get some air. They escaped to the mansion's sprawling garden, leaving behind Sophia's speechless fury. Maya could barely breathe. You just declared war on the most powerful girl in school. I declared something else too. June pulled her close, his hands settling on her hips. I told everyone you're mine, if that's okay with you. I'm not property, June. No, you're not. You're everything. He kissed her softly. But I needed everyone to know where I stand, especially Marcus. As if summoned, her foster brother appeared at the garden entrance. Well, isn't this cozy? Marcus's smile was cruel. I hope you brought your checkbook, rich boy, because it's time to pay up. Actually, June said calmly, I have something better than money for you. What's that? A warning. June's entire demeanor shifted, becoming colder and more authoritative. You wanted to know who I really am? I'm an orphan, with nothing but that watch my father left me. But I've survived worse threats than a greedy foster kid, so go ahead. Tell whoever you want about the watch. But understand that the moment you do, you become my problem. And I deal with my problems. The threat hung in the air like a blade. Marcus actually stepped back, fear replacing his earlier bravado. You're insane. No, I'm motivated. There's a difference. June turned away dismissively. Now get out of here before I make sure you have to be wheeled away. Marcus fled, and Maya stared at June in shock. That was necessary. He won't bother us again. June's expression softened as he turned back to her. I'm sorry. I know that side of me isn't pretty. It was kind of hot, actually. June laughed, the tension breaking. Come on, let's enjoy the rest of the party. We earned it. They danced under the stars, kissed in the shadows, and for a few perfect hours, Maya let herself believe that everything would be okay. That June was just a boy. She was just a girl. And their biggest problem was high school drama. But reality was waiting. It came 3 days later, on a lazy Sunday afternoon. Maya was scrolling through her phone in bed, procrastinating on homework, when she stumbled across a news article. The headline caught her eye. Heir Corporation holds memorial for deceased CEO and wife. Missing heir presumed dead. Maya's heart stopped. She clicked the article, her hands shaking as she read about the tragic plane crash that had killed South Korean business mogul Heo Min-jun and his wife Park Ji-won 3 months ago. Their only son, 19-year-old Heo Jun-jae, had been presumed dead when he didn't attend the funeral. But it was the photo that made Maya's blood run cold. A family portrait showed the deceased couple with their young son. The son looked about 14 years old in the picture. Not only that, he looked exactly like Jun. No, Maya whispered. No, it can't be. She zoomed in on the photo, searching for differences, praying she was wrong. But there was no mistaking it. The sharp cheekbones, the full lips, the intense dark eyes. Jun and Heo Jun-jae were the same person. Everything was a lie. Maya's hands shook as she read further. The Heir Corporation was a massive conglomerate worth billions. Real estate, technology, manufacturing. The family's empire spanned industries, and Jun-jae was the heir to all of it. An orphan with nothing but his father's watch, Maya said bitterly to her empty room. Right. The watch. That antique was probably worth hundreds of thousands, maybe millions. Everything clicked into place with sickening clarity. The expensive suit he'd worn to the party, the way he carried himself, that unconscious confidence of someone used to wealth and power, the cold authority when he'd threatened Marcus. He'd been lying to her from the start. Maya didn't remember climbing the stairs to the attic. She burst through the door to find June reading, looking peaceful and content. He smiled when he saw her, a smile that died when he registered her expression. Maya, what's wrong? Who are you? Her voice shook with barely controlled rage. And don't lie to me again. June went very still. What are you talking about? I saw the article about Heo Min-jun and Park Ji-won, about their missing son. Maya thrust her phone at him, the family photo filling the screen. Want to explain why their son looks exactly like you? Jun stared at the photo, his face draining of color. Maya, I can explain. Explain what? That you've been lying to me since the moment we met? That you're not some orphan with nothing? That you're actually a billionaire heir? Maya's voice rose with each word. When were you going to tell me the truth? Or were you just going to disappear one day and leave me wondering? It's not like that. Then what is it like? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you used me. You let me risk everything for you while feeding me lies. I wasn't using you. June stood, reaching for her, but Maya backed away. I was protecting you. The less you knew, the safer you'd be. Don't you dare make this about protecting me. You didn't trust me with the truth. After everything we've been through, you still couldn't trust me. Tears streamed down Maya's face. Was any of it real? Or was I just a convenient hiding place for a rich boy playing at being poor? Everything between us was real. June's voice cracked. The only lie was my name. Everything else, my feelings for you, what we shared, that was all real. Your name is who you are, and you're not June, the orphaned transfer student. You're Hyo Jun Jae, billionaire heir. Those are two completely different people. I'm the same person. Money doesn't change who I am. Doesn't it? Maya laughed bitterly. You have more money than I can even imagine. You could have gone anywhere, done anything, but instead you hid in my attic and let me patch you up with drugstore supplies. Was that some kind of adventure for you? Slumming it with the poor foster kid? Stop it. June's eyes blazed with anger. You know that's not true. Do I? Because I don't know anything anymore. I don't know who you really are. I don't know why you're really here. I don't even know if your parents actually died or if that was another lie. They did die, June's shout echoed in the small space. They were murdered. The plane crash wasn't an accident. Someone sabotaged it, and I was supposed to die too. That part was real, Maya. All of it was real except my name. Maya stopped, the genuine anguish in his voice cutting through her anger. Someone really murdered your parents? Jun sank onto the cot, his head in his hands. When he looked up, his eyes were red-rimmed. Yes, and they tried to kill me when they attacked our vacation home here in the States. That's why I was running. That's why I ended up in your room. Everything I told you about being hunted was true. But you lied about who you are, about what you have. Because I didn't want you to see me as Hyo Jun Jae, the billionaire heir. I wanted you to see me as just June. His voice dropped to barely a whisper. I wanted someone to care about me, not my money, and you did. You saved me when I had nothing to offer you. That's why I fell in love with you. The words hung in the air. Maya wanted to stay angry, wanted to hold onto her righteous fury, but she could see the truth in his eyes, the vulnerability and fear. You should have told me, she said finally, her voice small. I deserve to know the truth. You're right. I'm sorry. I was scared that if you knew, everything would change, that you'd start seeing me differently. Jun stood slowly, like he was approaching a frightened animal. But I should have trusted you with the truth. I should have known you're stronger than that. I am stronger than that, Maya agreed. But this hurts, Jun. Or Jun Jae. God, I don't even know what to call you anymore. Call me June. That's who I am with you. Not the heir, not the billionaire. Just June. Maya studied him, seeing both the boy who'd stumbled into her room and the man who'd just revealed himself. If we're going to do this, you need to tell me everything. No more secrets, no more lies. Okay. Jun took a shaky breath. My full name is Hyo Jun Jae. I just turned 19. My parents were Hyo Min Jun and Park Ji-won. 3 months ago, they died in a plane crash that was made to look like an accident. I barely escaped when our mansion was attacked on the same night. I've been running ever since, trying to figure out who wants me dead and why. Who do you think did it? I don't know. My father had many business rivals. It will take a while to find out who exactly is behind my parents' deaths. Jun's hands clenched into fists. I don't have proof yet, but I will. And when I do, I'm going to make whoever it is pay for what he did. That's why you've been gathering evidence. Why did you let Marcus think you were dangerous instead of just leaving. Partly, but also because I didn't want to leave you. June's eyes met hers, raw and honest. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm asking for it anyway. Please, Maya, give me another chance. Maya wanted to say no. She wanted to protect herself from the inevitable heartbreak of falling for someone from a completely different world. But she'd already fallen, hadn't she? Despite the lies, despite the danger, she'd fallen for him completely. One more secret and we're done, she said firmly. I mean it. Complete honesty from now on, or I walk. I promise no more secrets. Jun closed the distance between them carefully. Thank you for giving me another chance. Don't make me regret it. He kissed her softly and Maya let herself sink into it, pushing aside her lingering doubts. They'd deal with the complications later. Right now, she just wanted to hold on to this moment, this person, for as long as she could. But even as June's arms wrapped around her, Maya couldn't shake the feeling that the storm was only beginning, because now Sophia knew something was off. Now Marcus was suspicious and somewhere out. There someone wanted Heyo June J dead. The next day at school, Maya felt eyes on her everywhere she went. Whispers followed her through the hallways. When she met Chloe at lunch, her friend looked worried. Maya, have you seen what Sophia's been posting? No, why? Chloe showed her phone. There was a picture of Jun with a huge question mark on it. Who is he? Sophia had created a whole thread about Jun, piecing together information that painted him as suspicious. The expensive watch, his mysterious past, the way he carried himself. She hadn't figured out his real identity yet, but she was getting close. She's obsessed, Chloe said. She can't stand that he chose you over her. She's going to expose whatever secret he's hiding. Let her try. But Maya's stomach twisted with anxiety. If Sophia discovered who June really was, it would put him in danger. The assassins would find out he was alive. The attacks would start again. That afternoon, Maya found June waiting by her locker. We need to talk, he said quietly. They slipped into an empty classroom. June pulled up something on his phone and handed it to her. It was a series of financial documents, emails, and recordings. I am getting close to finding out the murderer. Once I get the name, I will take it to the authorities. Maya's heart sank, which means you'll have to reveal you're alive. Yes, and I'll have to go back to South Korea to testify if the person is a South Korean, to claim my inheritance and take over the company. June took her hands. Come with me, please. I meant what I said before. I want you by my side through all of this. June, I can't just leave my life here. What life? You're 18 now. You can age out of foster care. Come to Korea with me. I'll make sure you have everything you need. Education, opportunities, a real future. As what? Your kept woman? The American girlfriend you rescued from poverty? As my partner, my equal. June's voice was fierce. I love you, Maya. Not because you saved me, but because you're brave and strong and real. Because you make me want to be better. Come with me and let me prove it. Before Maya could answer, the classroom door burst open. Sophia stood there with her phone raised, a triumphant smile on her face. Well, looks like I finally have my answer about who you really are, Jun. Or should I say, Heo Jun Jae? Maya's blood turned to ice. Jun's expression went cold and dangerous. How long have you been listening? He asked quietly. Long enough to know you're a billionaire heir hiding in plain sight. Long enough to know people are looking for you. Sophia's smile widened. Long enough to ruin you both. What do you want? Maya demanded. What I've always wanted. Him. Sophia pointed at June. Break up with her, date me publicly, and I'll keep your secret. Refuse, and I'll make sure everyone knows who you really are, including whoever's trying to kill you. Jun laughed, the sound cold and mirthless. You think I'm afraid of you? I've survived assassination attempts. You're just a spoiled rich girl playing games, maybe, but I'm a spoiled rich girl with connections. My father knows people, important people, one phone call to any news station, and every of your enemies here and in South Korea knows exactly where you are. Sophia's expression turned vicious. So, what's it going to be? Your pride or her life? June's jaw clenched. Maya saw the calculation in his eyes, the weighing of options. Before he could make a decision he'd regret, Maya stepped forward. Do it, she said. Make the call. Tell everyone who he is. Maya, June started, but she cut him off. No, I'm done letting people like you manipulate us. So go ahead, Sophia. Expose him. But understand that when you do, you're not just revealing his identity, you're confessing to blackmail and attempted extortion. Jun has this whole conversation recorded. Maya gestured to June's phone, lying face up on the desk. One click, and it goes to every news outlet in the country. Sophia's face went white. You're bluffing. Try me. Maya's smile was sharp. See, the difference between you and me is that I have nothing to lose. You, on the other hand, have your reputation, your father's company, your perfect little life. One scandal and it all comes crashing down. So, who's really holding the power here? For a long moment, nobody moved. Then Sophia's facade cracked. You're going to regret this. Maybe, but at least I'll have my dignity. Maya grabbed June's hand. Come on, we're done here. They left Sophia standing in the empty classroom, her threats ringing hollow. Once they were outside, June pulled Maya into his arms. That was incredible and terrifying and completely reckless. I learned from the best. Maya pulled back to look at him. But she's right about one thing. Once your enemies know you're alive, they'll come for you. We need to move fast. We? June's eyes searched hers. Does that mean you're coming with me? Maya thought about her life in foster care, the constant uncertainty, the feeling of never belonging anywhere. Then she thought about June, about the future he was offering, about the possibility of finally finding home in another person. Yes, she said, I'm coming with you, but on one condition. Anything. No more secrets, complete honesty, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard, June agreed. He kissed her softly. Thank you for believing in me, for choosing me. Thank you for giving me a reason to believe in something. 1 week later, June had been staring at his laptop screen for hours, his jaw tight with concentration. The glow of the monitor cast sharp shadows across his face as Maya entered with 2 coffee mugs. You've been at this for hours. Find something? She asked, setting one mug beside him. An address, June replied without looking up. It keeps showing up in the financial records, buried, but it's there. What kind of address? June finally closed the laptop and met her eyes. I don't know yet, but I'm going to find out. Maya's expression shifted immediately. I'll come with you. No. June stood, his voice firm. I need to do this alone. June, Maya, please. Their eyes locked for a long moment. She saw the determination in his face, the set of his shoulders, and slowly nodded. The abandoned warehouse stood on the outskirts of the city like a forgotten monument to decay. Broken windows gaped like empty eye sockets. Rusted metal groaned in the wind. June's rented car pulled up slowly, gravel crunching beneath the tires. He stepped out into the cold night air, his breath forming small clouds that disappeared into the darkness. The building loomed before him, silent and ominous. The door creaked open under his hand, the sound echoing through the vast emptiness. Moonlight streamed through gaps in the roof, creating pools of silver light in the darkness. And there, in the center of it all, a single figure sat on a stool. Jun stopped cold, his heart pounding. He squinted at the figure. Who are you? He whispered. The figure didn't turn around. Instead, a rough voice echoed. I wondered when you'd find this place. Who are you and what are you doing here? June's voice was steadier now, though his pulse raced. The figure finally turned, his face half in shadow, half illuminated by the pale moonlight. Waiting for you. June's jaw dropped to the floor. His eyes widened in shock. Uncle Tay. Silence stretched between them. The wind howled through the broken structure, a mournful sound that made June's skin prickle. You knew I was looking, June said. It wasn't a question. I've always known what you were capable of, June. That's why I'm here. Uncle Tay stood slowly, his movements deliberate. His black coat swept the dusty ground behind him. June took a cautious step forward. Why this place? What is this? Uncle Tay's eyes gleamed in the darkness. This is where it all began. He paused, letting the words hang in the air. And if you're not careful, where it all ends. He whipped out a gun. June gasped. Suddenly it hit him. It was you? It was you who... That's right. You miss your parents, don't you? Uncle Tay clicked off the safety. Don't worry. You can say hi to them pretty soon. How could you? You are my father's half-brother. Now that's the problem. Your father never treated me like his younger brother, all because my mother was different from his. No matter how much I sucked up to him, he treated me like a stranger, even though the same blood runs through our veins. But he gave you $20 million to start your own business just 6 months ago. He planned on sending more. What's 20 million when I can have billions? June fought back tears. So that's why you murdered them. For the money. Isn't it obvious? He wagged the weapon. I am done hiding in the shadows. By this time tomorrow, I will introduce myself to the board as the new chairman. I won't allow that. Good thing you won't be breathing. He fired a shot. The bullet grazed June's left arm. He fell to the ground, clutching his arm. Uncle Tay smiled evilly. Just warming up, nephew. Now for the final... Yeah! A crazy scream suddenly rang out. Maya barged in, wielding a bat over her head. Stay away from him! Uncle Tay freezes, stunned by the crazy-looking young woman charging at him. He turned his gun towards her. Without a second thought, Jun jumped to his feet. He dived forward, knocking his uncle off his feet. The gun fell to the ground with them. A shot rang out in the opposite direction. Uncle Tay grunted and reached for the gun. I am gonna end you and your little girlfriend. Jun grabbed his uncle's outstretched hand, twisting it backward. Don't you dare! Uncle Tay's cry reverberated in the empty warehouse. Jun did not let go. He looked at Maya. Go, leave. I have got him. Maya shook her head. No, I am not going to leave you here. Go, it's not safe. That's why I called the police. She looked towards the entrance, but there was no sign of the cops. I am not leaving without you, Jun. Ride or D, remember? Ha 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 ha. Uncle Tay bursted out laughing, face red as a tomato. What a joke. You think this is some kind of K-drama? Shut up, June roared, pinning him down again. My father was nothing but kind to you. How could you? Uncle Tay rolled his eyes. Spare me the heart-to-heart talk, nephew. You better finish me off now, or once I get back on my feet, I will... You'll do nothing, Heio Taekwon. A voice boomed from outside. The next second, a bunch of policemen marched into the warehouse, armed to the teeth. The officer in front snapped his fingers at two others. Seize him! Get your filthy hands off me! Do you know who I am? Uncle Tay kicked like a toddler as two policemen grabbed him. Yeah, a murderer and a wanted criminal. You are under arrest, Heio Taekwon. The first cop slapped handcuffs over Uncle Tay's wrist as he spoke. He said to Jun, we'll take it from here. Maya rushed to Jun's side. She looked at his bleeding arm and cupped his face, tears streaming down her cheeks. I thought I was going to loose you. She slapped his chest repeatedly. You scared me. Jun grabbed her hand and kissed her hard. And I love you too. The next few days passed in a whirlwind. Jun kept in touch with the authorities, turned over his evidence, and in no time, his uncle was deported to South Korea and placed behind bars, never to see the clear blue sky ever again. News of his survival broke globally, and suddenly Maya's quiet life exploded into chaos. Reporters camped outside Maya's foster home. Students, including those who never looked at Maya twice, kept blowing up her phone. Patricia and Gerald tried to claim credit for rescuing the missing heir, while Marcus sulked at losing his blackmail opportunity. Through it all, Jun held Maya's hand and refused to let go. Standing by Maya's bedroom window, Jun looked out at the reporters who were camping out for the third night in a row. Maya wrapped her arms around him from behind. "How do you feel?" "Empty, relieved, sad?" Jun turned to face her. "My parents are still gone. Justice doesn't bring them back, but at least now I can move forward without looking over my shoulder. What happens now? Now I have to return home, to take over the company, settle my parents' affairs, and build a new life." Jun cupped her face gently. "With you, if you're still willing." Maya thought about everything that had happened, the lies and danger, the fear and uncertainty, but she also thought about the love she'd found in the most unexpected place. With the most unexpected person. "I'm willing," she said. "Let's go to South Korea." 2 weeks later, Maya stood in the airport, her meager belongings packed in a new suitcase Jun had bought her. Chloe had come to see her off, tears streaming down her face. "I can't believe you're really leaving," Chloe sobbed. "Promise you'll video call me every day." "I promise, and you have to come visit. Jun says he'll pay for your ticket anytime you want." "Your billionaire boyfriend is pretty great, I'll admit." Chloe hugged her tightly. "Be happy, Maya. You deserve it." Maya hugged her back, fighting her own tears. "Thank you for everything." Jun approached, looking unfairly handsome in his gray coat, soft scarf, crisp iron trousers, and pale pink shirt. "The plane is ready whenever you are." "You have your own plane?" "My family has a plane. Now our plane, technically." Jun took her hand. "Ready for your new life." Maya looked back at the terminal, at Chloe waving, at the country that had never quite felt like home. Then she looked at Jun, at the promise in his eyes and the future he was offering. "Ready." They boarded the private jet, and as it lifted off, Maya watched America shrink beneath them. Jun squeezed her hand. "No regrets?" Maya thought about everything that had happened, the danger and fear and uncertainty, but also the love and excitement and possibility. She thought about the scared boy who burst into her room and the powerful man sitting beside her now. She thought about her own transformation from invisible foster kid to someone who mattered. "No regrets," she said firmly. "Let's go home." Jun smiled and kissed her temple. "Home. I like the sound of that." As the plane soared toward Korea and whatever adventures awaited them there, Maya felt something she'd never quite experienced before. Hope. Real, tangible hope for a future that was hers to shape. She'd saved a stranger's life, and in return, he'd saved hers in ways that had nothing to do with money or status. Sometimes the best chances we take are the ones that seem impossible. Sometimes the people who need us most are the ones who show up broken and bleeding in the middle of the night. And sometimes, just sometimes, love is the most logical thing in the world. Maya closed her eyes and leaned against Jun's shoulder, ready for whatever came next, because she wasn't alone anymore. She had finally found where she belonged.